It is 7:02. Let's get to this. SPCA officials say it is one of the most bizarre cases of animal hoarding they have ever seen.
Yeah, officers say they've received many complaints over and over about a house at 9th and Shunk. It's stunk on Shunk. That's in South Philly, of course, but they were never able to get a search warrant. So they got one yesterday, and the owner of the house was found sitting naked outside of his home when officers arrived. Officers went inside, found an alligator, there was an iguana in there, turtles, roosters, dogs. It took crews 2 hours to get all the animals out of the house. The owner has been arrested for animal cruelty.
Yeah, we mentioned all the animals, not to mention the junk inside. So it was certainly a story. Now, our reporter Chris Connell first reported on this last night at 10. And I have to tell you, when you are out on the streets as a reporter and you're on live television, you know anything can happen. But you don't want this to happen. Take a look.
Our Chris O'Connell is streaming live in South Philadelphia. You never know what's behind closed doors, Chris.
Invitation for us.
No, I can't, sir.
This is my property.
Yeah, Thomas, we're live outside of what you just said. The PSPCA is calling this one of the most bizarre cases of animal hoarding they've ever seen. Complaints over extreme stench coming out of this building, as well as the owner of this home apparently outside. Hey,
All right, let's get off that shot right now. That was our Chris O'Connell. We're going to make sure he's okay in just a moment here.
Let's get back to the shot right now, though. Chris joins us. Hey, Chris.
Hey.
Good to see you, man.
Yeah.
So you look like you were distracted the moment that Thomas threw it to you. You could see the guy in the background waiting. Was he waiting for you to be on live TV?
I don't know. That was the first time I saw him when he appeared in camera.
So this was the son of...
We believe it was the son of the owner of the home his home was raided because of animal hoarding. There were a lot of animals in there. We're talking 25 animals, anywhere from dogs, cats, dead and alive, tarantulas, 4-foot alligator. So this was a serious case of animal hoarding, and the reason why we were there to begin with.
Yeah, and then so the dead animals, live. How long do you think this has been going on? This collection of material?
Neighbors say it was years.
Years.
The smell. One guy said he shut down his pool because he couldn't use his pool. The smell was so bad. They contacted the city, but they were never able to get a search warrant, apparently, to get in there and see it until yesterday when someone saw this man. Apparently, he was locked out of his house. He was naked on the side of on his patio furniture.
Naked.
Right.
And then they found a dead iguana. That's how they got the search
weird
warrant.
because, okay, now,
This is like an episode of Cops.
It is, isn't it, Chanel? So let's tell this part of the story here as a TV reporter. Was I right? You were a little bit distracted when Thomas...
I saw a guy approach the camera.
Here he comes.
Our camera guy, Dave Edwards, approached him, and he hit our light. You see the light go off.
Right.
And I was just wondering what happened. I didn't know if the guy stumbled. And then when he approached me, I had no idea who this guy was.
Right.
I didn't know if he had a weapon. I didn't know his agenda. I didn't know if he didn't want us there. I didn't know who this guy was.
And as a person, I mean, as a man, does your heart start? I mean, what were you going through? You've got 2 beautiful kids at home.
Yeah.
I mean, this is real life here.
Well, again, you never know what you're going to come across in our job. And you've come across all kinds of crazy stuff outside, but you just never know. People want to make a statement on live TV. But I think the bottom line there, keep in mind, this guy who was arrested, he was taken in for...
Who jumped? Or I shouldn't say
simple
jumped, but who got on top
I do
of
have to... The guy you saw in there was a PSPCA officer, Rich Luce, I think his name was. He was right there because he was investigating. He was one of the investigators. They were still investigating.
And he jumped on his back.
He jumped on his back, yeah.
Who was the guy without the shirt on?
I think he was a bystander, a neighbor.
Somebody in the neighborhood.
Yeah. Keep in mind, this is a very emotional issue.
Sure.
This is, it's usually having to do with mental health problems. And this guy didn't want us to be in front of his father's house. I understand that.
And you were pretty close, Chris. I mean, we could see inside of the house all of that
and
mess.
we were on public property. A lot of people say we were trespassing. We were not trespassing. We were not on his property. We were on the street. But again, it was emotional. He was trying to stick up for his father. He did it the wrong way. And Mike, if he would have come up to me and said, I'll tell my side of the story, I would have had him on the air. We would have put him right on the air live, but he chose a different direction.
Right. I understand it too, Chris. He's embarrassed for his father.
Like you said, your emotions go first. You're not thinking logically. Let me go up to him and ask him to have a conversation. That's not what you're thinking.
It's a mental health issue, so, why are you standing in front of my house?
Did it smell when you were there? I'm just curious.
It was atrocious. It was really bad. And looking inside, you saw for yourself the animals that came out. PSPCA said it is the worst case that they've ever seen, just because it's just the different kinds of this menagerie of different kinds of animals that were in there.
Were you hurt?
No. I mean...
Did he smack you?
I get a little elbow in the chest.
And then what do you do? I mean, do you push back?
More than that.
No, seriously, like, do you push back or do you just take it? I mean,
I was just really honestly, our microphone dropped. I was afraid of damaging any equipment.
Yeah, right.
You heard the microphone go out.
Yeah.
And there's a guy getting taken in. And again, he was just sticking up for his father, but you can't do that.
Yeah, I kind of feel
because
bad for everybody.
we're just as have a right to be out there as anyone else.
Would you press charges?
We're looking into that. We're going to. I gave a statement to police, and we're going to get in that. I'd like to talk to him.
Yes.
I'd like to talk to this guy. Emotions were high last night, but I would like to get in touch with him.
I'm
sure
get
now
his side of
he'd
the
be
story
willing to
and
talk.
find out
I
about
bet
it. If this is a
you
problem, he said my father has a problem. I want to talk about that.
Well,
this is something that could bring to light
And
this problem.
clearly, it's been a long time coming. I mean, you don't get to all that
Years.
stuff in that
Yeah, sure.
house.
And keep in mind, this is the third animal hoarding
I know
case
it.
we've had in the last month. So this is something we could, probably shed some light on.
And we were talking about this morning, too. There have been a lot of cases, and especially in our area. What causes it? Why does somebody become a hoarder? They have national television shows on this subject.
big,
So
yeah.
we're going to talk about that a little bit later on in the show, okay? Good job, man.
Thank you,
You got it.
Chris.
Thanks
To
for
be
coming in.
continued, that's
Yeah,
for sure.
absolutely.